That is page 29. Now that Zakayo complained about her wife, about his wife, as in they were talking with the Bishop Benjamin. You see, Zakayo said that after her wife wakes up late, as late as 9, and again she begins to play kati. Kati is the games for the children, with children. Also, she can't get hold of a djembe and do something in the soil. I guess he married her before she was done with adolescence. He will soon ask her to go back to her village, mature up a little bit, have some sense of marital duties before he gets her back. Benjamin began to give some advice. Never mind, my friend. All women are like that. They can't do something without a stick. But the Bible tells me nowadays not to slap a woman. It's abomination. Slap her with some plenty love and treat her to the best of herself. Let her feel the pain of your love in her cheek. That way, she'll do things without instruction. Again, I'll pray for her. After all, she's your lovely wife. Learn to carry the cross for yourself, my friend, now. Or else, do something on the soil by yourself. You know, your medicine lies within yourself. Between your head and the hands, there will you find your medicine. You know, sometimes you get to the farm, you want to tell the farm. After 1 or 2 attempts, your head tells you, man, stop. It's work to be done with women. You try again 1 or 2 attempts. The fatigue in the hands tells you to stop and come back the following day. Benjamin, tried to comfort it with him. Zakayo beat his lips very hard to the fact of revelation that he will pick up the task meant for women and children, that will pick up the task for himself, yet it was meant for women and children. Foolish woman. My father married her for me. Now that Benjamin noticed what was in the mind of the gentleman, he flapped a few pages of his Bible booklet to continue with his sermon. A few preachings to someone, at least he had someone listening to, and maybe making some meaningful statement to his ears. A sensible message for the season, perhaps godly and timely message. Real servant and a messenger from heaven. He delivered precisely and concisely, as though preaching to the multitude. And lastly, he made his point sound to the ears of one listener. Hey, a slap will change her and do some miracles to her insensible mind. But as you can see, we are getting civilized. And the Bible, this book here, has been written to tell us new versions of a Christian faith, different ways of living from the ancient way of doing things. For instance, the Bible says we ought to love and cherish our women. In fact, it is stipulated on marrying with a wedding, a big public function to exchange rings with pomps and clothes. So as for you, you are glad you are already married with a beautiful woman without even struggling. You received all that beauty for free without pain or sacrifice for something. You never struggled to woo her into your arms. No way, Zakayo replied. A good price had already been paid. She was just pushed to retrace back to the source of the kettle's footsteps, She followed the footprints back. She had never seen me before, after such long time, Neither had they gone after her and seduced her again to bring her back home. But from a distance, I used to see her walking with her mother, going to the water, fetching water. She looked awesome and beautiful. But man, glitters are not that gold. I was mistaken. I must have never done the choice I made to settle on her. Yet there were plenty of women in the village. I should have taken time, scroll down the menu, and descend on one another order than this particular order. I should have made some better choices than the menu served before me. There were enough girls in the village for marriage than the young immature thing. My father, for sure, had already closed up the deal. Already he had his friendly talk with the Basakwa, that's the parents to the girl, and exchanged cattle for her. I was just given. I found her, in fact, inside my cottage, Singira. You dare abuse your 5. You call her immature, yet she has given you already 4. With whom did she sire those children with? Who gave birth to the 4? Is it not you, a man like you, who actually did the things? Anyway, you just pick up the task and do something for yourself. Yesterday it rained heavily. Still we are planning Sirumbi, the second season plantation. You should do something for yourself, or you'll starve to death, my boy. You will die soon. You want to die a poor boy and leave behind your beloved wife? Benjamin authoritatively inserted some sense to the stubborn, arrogant man. She is not my beloved one. No. My father married her for me, you see. You know my father, Nyongeza, you know him very well. Where did you think he would have taken his loot, the good cattle he owned? He wanted somebody with the children so that they can feed from the animals. But fate, as it were, he successfully negotiated the bride price, gave them their share. He paid the bride price. But as for the remaining numbers, you know what happened? The successful inversion, they all succumbed. The bride price had been already paid, but Nasiponi came to find nothing to feed on. Nasiponi actually crossed over to come to our homestead. Little did she know the trouble she would undergo, having nothing to eat. Yet, you know herself, she was the lazy kind of woman. Very sorry, my boy. Benjamin sympathized with him. Then you must do something for yourself, lest you starve to death. You'll soon die, young man. You'll die poor. No way, I still have a kambao to live, Zakai objected. He was a boy who believed on kambao. Bao means 20 in our youth dialect. He believed his grandfather was born 1920s, precisely when our country Kenya was born. His grandfather got circumcised and got married 20 years later. His father also born, circumcised and married 20 years later. He continued the Mbao series. Zakai was also damn sure he had years to live. He had just attained 20 and he had 20 more years to live and sire children. He must be having some more years to live on earth, less he destabilized the Kumbao pattern. Life began at 40. As for him, nothing will stop him to get at 40 and enjoy more bit of his lifetime. How about school? Will you mind to take some classes? Mr. Quata has asked anyone in the village here to join. Anyone willing to attend lesson is welcomed to read and write. You see, the Bible, this one here. Very soon I'll be able to recite the whole verses written inside here. Pastor Benjamin had already removed the small booklet from the pocket and he proudly showed around before the audience. I want to read the whole of this book by myself. Once I go to school, I'll be able to read the whole of this book. You are as old as you are. Will you manage to sit with those children and be able to sit those items on a blackboard? Anyway, luck is for you. Sakai made fun of all the episode. My daughter Faith has already studied her lesson. every day in the morning, she passes by the Machacha's family, all together with the Boaz and Lucy. They cross over the Lelekwe River to go and have their lessons. You know, my daughter is she's such a weak and young. She cannot walk alone. So Boaz, with her elder sister Lucy, they give her some company to the school. So in the market there, also there happened another boy by the name Robert. He had a bundle of papyrus reeds. He carried on his head a sword by his hand, which was blunt, that needed to be worked on with a blacksmith. An old man Nyongeza, who had actually perfected his skills on smelting iron object, he made the tools for the purpose. Whenever somebody brought him something, he complied and made it to a brand new item. He transformed such blunt metals into something better and usable tools. Your wish is my command. That's what he always said. Mr. Nyongeza demanded for some minutes as he transformed and made the tools to fit the occasion. Within few moments of their chatting, his hands did something on the metal. My friend, will you mind to do something on this? I must be on my way to